going to talk about different tires people try to run off-road. What I prefer, this difference between multi-directional and directional. But you've seen them. I know I've seen them. They'll get out there with a brand new Jeeps or whatever they call a four-wheel drive, and they'll have street tires. Well, with street tires, you got a lot of surface area for rubber, which holds it off the ground, which don't let it back. The cleats are very, very close together, which means that it'll try to lock in whatever mud gets in there. You basically got two ridges down each side that'll trap the mud in there. So when all this right here packs in, you see, they'll try to spin them clean, which is useless because as it's spinning, it's still packing up with more. Once it packs up, you might as well be out there with a slick tire. It ain't no good. And then we'll go to another one that I've seen a lot of. They call it a multi-directional trail tire, which they're trying to do a blend between on-road and off-roading, which you can set for one or the other. You can't really do both, but they got the same problems. It's real closed pattern. You've got a center rib that's going to be holding you off and blocking any mud from trying to get out of there. And as you're rotating the tire forward or other direction, if you do it this way, mud is getting siphoned up in there and packed up in there, and all you'll be trying to work with would be this, maybe the last quarter of a tire or something like that, but it'll plug up too. And you see them, they gotta spin them. You just gotta spin them, you spin them, try to clean them. So if you gotta spin them, it's not an off-road tire. That's for like nice, neat trails, things like that, where you ain't really got no what you call it, no obstacles from the dirt or terrain. And you end up with things like this. These are old groundhogs right here. These suckers were probably like 20 years old, and I kind of like these right here, but they had the same problem as they got a big center rib on both sides with no outlets, which means it would hold the tire off the ground and the side biters would not back. So it don't matter how good your tires are or how aggressive they are, if it can't get to the ground to batch, then it ain't gonna drive it. But these right here, you can still get this pattern, but it's no longer done by Denman tires. I think it's like Cobalt MT or some other weird name, but you can't get them in this size no more. These are 28s. But you see, has you can deflate them a bit, which draws the center rib in, and you bite with the sides, but you still got the one problem. You're biting with like maybe 4 inches of tire, if that. But the reason why directionals work so good is you're driving forward, any mud that gets in there gets pushed right out. But if you're going backwards, the mud can be packed up in there, which means it works better forward than it does backwards. That's the reason why they call them directionals. So when they try to do multi-directional, is they're trying to make a blend, but it only works on half the tire or a quarter of the tire. And then you end up with what I've seen a lot of. People swear by them. I swear at them because they're crap. You got this pattern. These right here are shit. So you got 3 big ribs with no outlets. So it holds it directly off the ground. You won't get no biting from the sides unless you deflate them a bit. And then, like I said, you're only working with like a quarter of the tire in either direction. So I got a big open pattern for the side batters. You're packed up in the center right here. and you're spinning your tires. You ain't going nowhere. They're crap. I'll show you what I got. These right here, I kind of like these, but brings us to these. These right here are pretty much a directional, which means when they're going forward, the bill gets squirted out there, but you ain't got no center rib. Hit this right here, tries to plug up, right here, it gets squirted out the sides, which means there's no center rib to hold you off the ground. As you're going forward, it automatically self-cleans, which means you ain't got to spin them, try to clean them, and they don't hardly plug up. And but they also got one of the same problems as most directionals do, is when you're driving backwards, while they will back, when mud gets in here, no, it wants to pull it towards the center, which if you're in reverse, no, it's usually not a problem, unless you're trying to reverse out of a mud hole that it's too much for your vehicle. But yeah, it's like a directional nubby. It's one of the grippier tires that I've found off-road, because like I said, it's got all kinds of batting surfaces. It self-cleans, and you ain't gotta spin them to clean them. Anyway, that's different types of tires, and what I prefer, and the difference between directional and multi-directional.